Welcome. How do real estate lawyers and real estate law firms help you when you're selling your home? People often think about buying a home, selling a home, and well, why do I need a lawyer? Well, you do for lots of reasons. First of all, in situations where you're getting bridge financing, where you're selling a home and using the equity before you actually get it to pay for the new one, the lawyer's going to have to make sure that they do all the forms properly with your lender, because the lender doesn't want to give you money unless they have security and know that there's enough money to pay out that debt. So the lawyer acting on the sale of your home is going to reassure the lender, give them everything in writing, have you sign everything that has to be signed, including promissory notes, sometimes mortgages, directions to pay off everything, and deal with that. In situations where you're not getting bridge financing, and in situations where you are, then you're going to have all the rest of this is going to apply. So first of all, the lawyer is going to make sure that you are the right person. We're the first screening process to make sure that the person who's on title is actually the person in front of us. It's rare, but occasionally we just can't prove it and we can't move the file over. If someone's been divorced or married and their name changed that way, that's not a problem at all. We just need the proper official legal documentation showing the name change, be able to track it back if it's happened more than once over time, and then we can move forward. We're also then going to draft all the documents to convey the property, to give the property to the buyers. Once we have everything drafted, we schedule an appointment with you and get you to sign, but this is going to make sure that the buyers get what they have asked for, what they've bought from you. Without that, then you're in breach of contract, you can't move forward. So it's a really important step to make sure it's done properly. Once we get funds, and that's the other thing that the lawyer for the seller has to do, is to make sure we get all your money in. You don't want to give away title to your house and not get the money. The problem is that, at least in Alberta, under Alberta real estate law, when someone is buying a home, their bank doesn't want to give them the house unless they can secure the debts on in that person's name. And so it's a catch-22. You don't want to give your house away unless you get paid, but you can't get paid unless you give the house away. So what we do is we ensure that there's the proper documentation to protect you as the seller, because you're giving away title before you're getting funds. And it happens on every transaction in Alberta. We then go through, make sure that your mortgage pays off or any debt that gets paid off. We pay out your realtors, pay out if there's taxes owing, make sure in condominiums that there's no arrears in condominiums, and get what's called an estoppel certificate to prove to the buyers there's nothing outstanding, and wrap it all up for you. Of course, if you ever have concerns or there's something unusual going on, then your lawyer for you, when you act to sell the house, is going to help you through that. So maybe someone registered something on your title that wasn't supposed to be there. Or maybe you have a building that encroaches that goes onto another property that's not yours. These are all things that we have to deal with, and ideally we deal with it before you sign the contract to sell the house. Once that's signed, you lose some of your options in terms of dealing with it in a less expensive or quicker way. And that can be very costly. It could be tens of thousands of dollars in worst case scenarios, even hundreds of thousands of dollars in some situations. For instance, we had a swimming pool that they had to tear out a swimming pool because it encroached into a property that wasn't theirs and it had to come out. It's not to say that this happens often, but when it does, we want it done before you sign the contract to make sure that you're protected as the seller right through the process.